Today's lesson is on funk guitar. So this is kind of an old, well, I guess more of an older craft, but hey, I'm old. This is one of my favorite styles of guitar playing. So a lot of these parts were intertwined with each other. They were kind of layered. A lot of the 70s guitar players were incredible at this. If you listen to Average White Band, or listen to James Brown's guitar players or anybody, it's a very layered guitar style based around 16th note rhythms. So here's the rhythm. Now, that rhythm stays the same with your right hand. The chord in the left hand is just the pressure of either it's down, holding the chord, or it's off, and you get the rhythm sound. So if I want to do, you can try different rhythms. Here's like one example. So it's all in the left hand pressure. So that's one aspect of it. If you're holding full chords and just still keep that rhythm going. If you want to miss some of the strokes but keep your hand going so you're in time, then there's layered aspects of this playing. So one of them is called, oddly enough, skank picking. Obviously has a different connotation now than what it had back in the day, but what skank picking is when you hit all the strings for a rhythm part, but you're only hitting one note. Very cool percussive effect. Much more effective than just going. I mean, there's a spot for that too, but if you're looking for that really funky, it just adds something really nice about that I love. Stevie Ray Vaughan, excuse me, did a version of that, playing the blues with things like Cold Shot, where he'd hit all the strings but only sounding out one note. There's also single note guitar parts, which we used to call funkleberries. So if one guy might be hitting one chord, one guitar player, and the other guy is going, and then these things kind of layer into each other. Very cool stuff. Another key part of playing funk guitar are chord fragments. So, for example, if here's an E9 and the entire song is hanging on one chord, it's going to get a little bit boring hitting the same thing. If you break that chord up into parts, so there's one piece of the chord, there's the root and major third of the chord, here's another version of the chord. So now this is one chord, but it sounds very cool, right? All of a sudden it sounds like there's a bunch of stuff happening, but there's really only one chord going on the entire time. You give the impression that there's movement when there's not, and it adds a really nice touch to a song. The great part, it not only does it break it up, it's a lot of fun actually, just even coming up with parts. It's a great time coming up with parts. Then you splice in octaves, do those single notes, add all that stuff together. You can even use some of the Hendrix rhythm techniques I showed you earlier. So where he's going, you're hammering on that ninth, Ohio Players, which was, basically that was a Hendrix move that he did all the time. You can also, if you don't want to use a wah-wah, you can separate the strings into two groups of three. It almost sounds like there's a wah-wah, or just do the old school. That's another cool funk rhythm guitar thing. And take the time to really listen to all the old school stuff. If you listen to... Ooh. Some of the rhythm set parts of course, Chic, now Rogers, was the king of all the stuff. In fact, he one of the more recent songs that he did was "Get Lucky," which sounds just like a Chic tune. You know, he had just a phenomenal rhythm guitar player. Again, take the time, listen to all this old 70s funk stuff. You'll hear all these ideas that I'm talking about. We hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to check out slightreturn.com, musicnoises.com, and Galaxy Videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Music 301.